Welcome back, students, to proactive cyber defense engineering using Python by Cybervidyapeeth Foundation in association with All India Council of Technical Education and the Computer Emergency Response Team of India. This is day 20 of Cyber Rakshak Beginner, and today we will be continuing from yesterday, and we will trying to tackle the basic pen testing box present on the Try Hack Me website. I hope that after our last meet yesterday, you guys have actually gone to Try Hack Me, made an account, and tried out the box for your own the very first time. If not, no worries. We will again go ahead and try to solve the box from where we left it. And I will show you the solution today. Okay. Just give me a few seconds. I'll open the box. Okay, I'll share my screen now so that it's visible to all of you. So just give me a second. I have to share screen. Entire screen. And now it should be visible to you. My screen should be visible to you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. It's fantastic being here again. Perfect. Yeah. So let's begin. You can see in about 23 more seconds, I'm going to receive my IP address that I need to attack. Let me just close Sublime Text. We don't need that for now. And this is where we left off, right? We had about this much done, right? We never really got to see what AICTE gave us. So let's try to have a look at AICTE's log right now, just for a few seconds. And I can see that, okay, we did find the development directory even inside AICTE. That's usually considered good. And you also see icon/readme, which is the Apache default file. Okay. And then, the scan failed most probably because, we killed the server, but that's fine. We still got to know, okay, that we were going in the right direction. If I do cat enum for Linux log less, here you can see some known usernames. These are the common username. And we can see that we have a work group. We have seen basic before. Some people have been talking about a username being found here. So let's try to see if we can, spot the username. As far as I see, there is none. So that's because our script actually gave us a whole bunch of errors. We got a lot of errors actually. So let's try running it up again. Okay, so let's do enum for Linux, and let's take the IP address, let's paste that in, hit enter. I am pretty sure this is not going to work because you have to use OpenVPN first. So you have to connect to the network of TryHackMe. If you do not do that, you will not be able to access the machine. So now let's try it again. Now it looks like the errors seem to have kind of sort of disappeared. I can't seem to find too many errors now. And we seem to be getting much more details now. Okay, no response. Yes, we actually did run these two commands on the RPC client, if you remember. And we also did not get any response. So I think this is pretty much okay. Im packet is still not found. How is that possible? Im packet is definitely installed. Maybe it's calling to Python version 2. Or maybe the specific model it's trying to import simply doesn't exist anymore. Password complexity was disabled. We checked that, if you remember using RPC client, yeah, even they are doing it through RPC client. and nothing interesting found here. We found a few SIDs, and now here, down here, right, it's taking those SIDs that we have found, and it's trying to enumerate the users. So we can see there is a user called nobody in basic 2. Okay. Let's see what more information it's able to gather. So let me see if I actually missed anything from the top. No, this is the normal. This is, yeah, this is file services are running. We check this. MAC address is clearly fake. Allows session. Okay, yeah, we know that it allows anonymous session. We know there's a work group. And we know it is basically an Unix Samba server running on Ubuntu. OS version 6.1 sounds a little old. I don't think that is right, but that's okay. And of course, all of this information is already known to us. But perfect. What else? So we cannot list IPC because, yeah, that is the default behavior. Password policy, we got it. Nothing interesting here. And we see none and nobody, 2 users here. Okay. So let's give it a few seconds and let's see what more juicy information can we uncover about the host using enum for Linux tools. Remember, to fix most of the errors, I just installed the SMB or Samba application. It created all the files required on my Ubuntu system to actually achieve most of the error fixing, except Impacket. Impacket does cause a lot of issues on a lot of machines. I've had that experience. So let's give it a few minutes. Until then, if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the chat box. Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to be notified of such videos as they will soon come out daily. And you want to be updated about them. We will be going from beginner level boxes to hard and even insane and realistic boxes and environments. So we'll be practicing on a lot of complex machines. We'll be doing a lot of complex coding. All of it will be available on this website and on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe to our channel, like the stream, press the bell icons to get notified. If you have any questions, you can ask them now. Good evening, everyone. Again, as I was saying, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Okay, looks like no questions for now. Good. That means you guys are understanding, which makes me even more happy. So yeah, let's continue, right? Let's not waste too much time here on this simple machine. So the scan itself, right? This scan, I'm gonna let this keep going. Okay, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna let the scan keep happening. And what I'm going to do instead is actually, you know what? I'm gonna let this scan run, and I'm going to open another tab. Let me zoom in a little bit. The IP this time is 10.10.103.103.238. I will definitely not remember it, so I'll keep it in my bash history. And we'll try to explore more. So if we go to our if we cat into our nmap initial.nmap, right, and we get less into it, we'll see not only there is a 8080 port, there's an 8009 port. So let's try going to that right now. Let's try to go to 8009 and let's see what we get. So the connection was reset. Okay, so that looks like something, right? 8009 is AGP13, which is what clicks to me. So let's search for AGP13, and it looks like it's a packet-oriented protocol. Okay, also known as the Apache JServe protocol. So we can see there is a guidebook here by hacktricks.xyz that talks about JServe. So maybe it is JServe. We never know. So let's do our research. Let's try to figure out what it is. AGP13 8009. Yeah, that makes sense. There is a host cat vulnerability. Okay, there is an exploit that works with the issue. Okay, that is, thank you so much, Hacktricks. That's a super easy way to track down public exploit. So let's go to our public exploit, and here we see an exploit called Apache Tomcat AGP host cat file read and inclusion. Okay, and okay, so it's sending the headers, it's parsing the body. So it's doing some finicky stuff. I can see it's playing around with the headers as well. It looks like this is some sort of API endpoint that is exposed, right? So it's a wire protocol, optimized version of HTTP. Allow a standalone web server such as Apache to talk to Tomcat. Okay. Now it tells me that you can actually enumerate this using this command right here. So let's do that. Let's enumerate it using that command. So we know that 10.103.238 is the IP address. We know that the port is correct. Another important thing I want to do here is I want to do OA, and inside nmap I want to do AGP13-enum so that I know which file is it, right? Because the output needs to be generated. So let the scan run for a few seconds. And I am stupid. I forgot the verbosity switch. So let's do -VVVV. And yeah, now it's going to be much better. We'll actually be able to see the output. So it's scanning only one service, and it's running a few modules. As we can see, it's running AGP-auth, AGP-headers, AGP-methods, and AGP-requests. Okay, so it failed to get a valid response from the option method. So it could be that this is not a JServe, but it looks like it is a JServe. Okay, the behavior looks to be like that. Host is up, received connection refused. Okay, so host is definitely up. It's trying to hide itself. Old Ubuntu systems used to do that. So there's that. There's of course the host cat vulnerability. And there's an exploit here. The host cat is an LFI vulnerability, but somewhat restricted. Only files in a certain path can be pulled. Still, this can include files such as WebXML, which can leak important information like credentials for Tomcat interface, depending upon the server setup. So this clearly looks like there is a hint here. To solve this machine, we can try leaking in some data. So webinf/web.xml. So let's go ahead and let's see. First of all, this looks like a Python 3 script to me, if I'm being honest. So let me copy the link. Let me wget the script itself. I'm going to move 48 to 48.py. I'm going to do Python 3 48, and it tells me you need to do -h for help. Okay, so target is the hostname or IP to attack. -p is the file path. Okay. So it basically tells me everything. Perfect. Whoever made this is a genius. So -p, even though the default is 8009, I'm still going to pass the parameter. -f file. I'm just going to give the path everybody is begging me to give, quite literally. And then the IP address, right, which is the following, and we get the following script. So we get an error. Looks like the script is really not Python 3. Let me try Python 2. No, that's definitely not Python 2. Like so. There we go. It was Python 2. And we get the web.xml file. Okay. So inside the file, do we see anything interesting? No, we do not. We do not see anything interesting here, right? I don't think so. Nope. Nope. Yeah, we do not see anything interesting in here. So if we go back to 8080, right, and we try to log in and we fail, we are getting this error message with an XML file. Can we read this XML file? Let's try that. I'm interested now. Let's see if we can actually leak this XML file, because here also technically we are reading an XML file, and we are able to, I guess so. Yeah, this looks like an XML file. So full track, no, this looks like an error. We get an error. Yeah, this is an internal server error returned by the server with a bunch of error actually. Okay. So the full stack trace of the root cause is in the server logs. Okay. So yeah, it looks like that did not work out. We encountered an internal error trying to extract that. But this works, right? Yeah, this clearly works. Okay. So it told me that only specific directories can be extracted, right? In this vulnerability right here, host cat or whatever it's called. I want to see what exactly. Okay. The detection tool, emergencies. Okay, so there's a lot of discussion here about it. Port 8009, what can hostcat do? And source code of all web apps deployed on Tomcat. Okay. So I want to leak the password, right? That's what I want to do. So how do we go about doing that? Okay. Okay, so not much here, and we just see a basic script, right, which is the X-ray detection tool. And you just give it a target and it tries to leak some information. So you know what, I'm just going to download the tool. Let's see, let's test the tool out. And they call it, it's an X-ray tool. Okay, I do not like the Chinese characters. They're not really doing it any justice. Nah, I'm going to stay away from Chinese, so I'm not going to run that. So it looks like we are restricted to specific folders, and we cannot leak the username password. Is that what it is? Because I think so. Okay, this is the packet structure. Here's the forwarder. It doesn't talk about the directories it's allowed to access. Okay. So yeah, maybe, you know, we are stuck with just that much information. So maybe that's a no end. We can see that stated in the codes, you can abuse proxy to request Tomcat in references, read it first, follow it, blah, blah, blah. I omitted some original instructions here that didn't seem necessary. Okay. So we can use the proxy to connect to it. There's a Tomcat manager deploy script. What does it do? Okay, so it's running the local thing. Nginx server CGP. No, I don't want to do that right now. And then there's just references. Okay. So clearly not what we were looking for, right? But we are still, you know, say 2-3 steps ahead, right? Because we now have a little bit more information. There's an AGP brute module. Did I actually run that module? Let me check. AGP auth, AGP request. Okay, I did not run it. Okay. That, my friends, is new information. There is a module I did not try out. So let me do comma agp-brute brute. Let's see if we're able to actually brute force using some common passwords and usernames, because I think Nmap might have its own list for this. Okay. We did get something more. We got the AGP request module giving us some information, like Tomcat, how to, okay, this is clearly the same page we play around with. And we did not get anything else. Yeah, URL does not require authentication. Okay, so it's look like, you know, nothing sensitive seems to be stored there. Okay, no issues. At least we cleared that up, right? So this doesn't seem to be the way to get in, right? Now, if we go back to our script right here, you will notice we found two users, K and J, K and Jan, right? And they're local users, not groups, users. And they have the following SIDs, right? 1000 and 1001. That is very interesting to me because that is something we can exploit. That is something we can abuse, right? That is information that we can abuse. So I would like some ideas in the chat box now. Tell me, if it was you who was sitting here right now, right? How would you go about abusing this functionality? I'll give you guys a minute or so. Okay, so it looks like most people couldn't get it. So I'll make it easy for you. Okay, now that we have usernames, we can do something called brute force, which means we'll spray the system with a bunch of passwords. Okay. Now, another thing to note is that if you cat out the nmap initial nmap, right, you see that there is the SSH service open. So let's try brute forcing that. The tool I want to use for it is called Hydra. And the word list that I want to use for it is called rocku. So first let's download the word list. So I'm going to do rocku txt. I'm going to Google search for rocku.txt, right? And here you will see rocku.txt in a GZ format, in a compressed format. So I'm going to just right click, copy the link, use Axel downloader. I think I do have Axel. Okay, I don't. So I need to do sudo apt install Axel. Axel is a download accelerator. So let's quickly download Axel. There we go. Axel has downloaded. So then I can do Axel-n, say 25 threads, and I'm going to download this. And Axel should effectively start downloading in just a second or so. There we go. Download finished. You can see we had pretty high internet speed, right? We were able to do parallelism and quickly complete our download. Now I want to do tar xvf, and I think it was rocku, which first of all is the file there. Yes, it is there. So it's a GZ file. Who can explain to me how to extract the GZ file? It's a very simple procedure. Whoever answers it exactly, yes, the gzip command. So let's first see if gzip is installed or not, and it is installed, right? So then we'll do gzip/d to decompress, and then hit enter. Then if you do ls, you will notice that the original file has disappeared, and now we have a text file which is actually pretty large if you think about it. Now rocku is a very popular list. For last 10 years or so, it has become a little less relevant, but it's still a popular list nonetheless. And you can see why am I saying it's such a huge list. If I try to vim into the rocku.txt, vim's not installed. I think neovim is installed. Oh, both are not installed. That's interesting. So let's get neovim, which is a text editor that can actually handle this kind of massive data, because I think vim and nano will probably crash if they try to handle such flow of data. So let's just give it a few seconds. And there we go. The installation is finished right about now. Now we can do neovim rocku.txt. sorry, nvim rocky.txt. That's the short form for neovim. Give it a few seconds, and there you go. This is the file. So this is the file, and inside this file, you will see so many different passwords, right? These used to be a very, very common passwords that you can use in hacking. Even now, they're very useful. But for people like us, they aren't really that useful. And you will see why. Here it will work, but in real world, it might be a little difficult to use it. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to brute force the user. Let's brute force Jan and K. So we'll start with Jan. -p for the password, and the password file is literally in the same folder. So I'm just going to do rocky.txt, and I am targeting the SSH of, sorry, like so, 10 10 103, and what was that IP address? Okay, I closed it, it looks like. So I wanted to not EJP13 map. Yes, this is what happens when you don't take the notes. Okay, learn it firsthand how to not take notes. So SSH, there we go, there we go, there we go. And if everything's fine, it's gonna use 4 threads. I want, say, 10 threads. Okay, so parallel tasks get limited, so they're telling me to use 4 only. Okay, fine. 10 seconds to start. Let's start. Perfect. Port 22, that was the port that we had found. So it's good that we're attacking it. Now, what if ls-llah, so there should be a Hydra restore. I'm going to remove the Hydra restore. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to enable the -v. Yeah. Okay. Now it's going to turn on the verbosity mode. So it should be able to now go ahead and show me each password try, because I want to see the tries. That is if it brute forces. And this is another interesting thing you might want to note here, okay? That many times it has happened, okay, during a penetration test, that Hydra fails. Hydra is an old piece of software. It was written ages ago. There's a new software in town. If you guys want, I'll explain it to you all. And honestly, it's much better compared to, say, Hydra. Okay, and it's clearly not doing the scan. Otherwise, I should be getting some form of update, but I'm not. Okay, so can anybody tell me the next name of the other tool that can brute force SSH? That is, trustable. Okay, so it does look like it's tried a bunch of stuff, but it didn't find anything. It tried 44 tries a minute. No, that's too slow, dude. 4 active. Oh my God, that's too slow. Even with 4 threads, that's too slow. Let me kill it. Let me try like what, 50 threads. My system does support that many threads, so let's see if the system can handle it, because I am more worried about the the system running on tryhackme. I don't want to crash the system running on tryhackme. Yeah, see, connection reset by peer. You see this? You see the error? Disconnected, connection reset. This is happening. This is an issue on their end. Okay, this has to be. We will try another tool. I think it's called Medusa. So even I don't remember how Medusa works, so we'll have to look into Medusa's documentation. So we'll try to do the SSH brute forcing, or we'll just pick a script from GitHub. For brute forcing, you'll find great scripts on them. Okay, there we go. We can see that the installation has successfully finished. Now we can do man Medusa. It's a parallel network login auditor, whatever. H is the target. U is the username. Okay. So I am going to split the screen and do Medusa dash H 1010. I don't remember anymore, do I? Yeah, it's already in my clipboard. Nice. What else? Target username dash U was, I think, Jan, if I remember correctly. That is, if I am not forgotten it. Jan, Jan. What else? I want here is the target password. I'm going to give it a file with small p, which is rocku.txt. So rocku.txt, and I am going to remove the dot. There we go. And what else do I want to add? Combo entries. No, I do not have files with combo entries right now. Append the output to this file. Okay, let's do that. Let's use capital O, and we'll just store it in medusa.log. Okay. And what else? Additional password checks dash E S. No, I don't want to do that for now. Text of the module to execute. M for text. Dump all known modules. Enable SSL. Okay. So it clearly looks like the documentation is horrible for Medusa. So I'm literally going to search Medusa SSH brute force, right? Even I Google from time to time. And let's just go for the much more recent blog from 00sec. If my internet is serving me well, that is. There we go. You see a bunch of, okay, dash M space SSH, and it's capital P, not small p. What have I done? I've done small p, okay. And then it's dash capital M SSH. And there's no need for a port. So I think this will work. Let's see. Yeah, that didn't work. It has to be capital P. Okay, so maybe I read the documentation. Okay. Yeah, see, this started brute forcing. Now this is a proper brute force, as you can see. Okay, this is a proper brute force. So let me zoom into it. So now you can see the brute force happening right in front of your eyes. Let me zoom out a little bit for you. So it's trying all these different passwords. See which one works. Now you can see we have a huge list of topics here that we are brute forcing. We are going through so many common words. These are all common words that are used by different kinds of people. So I'm going to let this run for a few minutes. Because I've already solved this box and I know exactly, that a little down, just a little down, you will find the correct password. Okay. So let's give it a few minutes. Until then, you can ask questions regarding any of the flags or whatever about the Medusa tool you want. Can you increase the speed? Yes, I can. I can increase the speed by quite a lot, but what I'm afraid is the other side will not be able to handle it. Any other tool? There are actually many tools, and you can create your own in Python as well. You don't have to depend on these tools, okay? So this is because these are easier boxes, you are able to brute force also. If you're dealing with, say, a very hard box or a realistic box, brute forcing will usually not work, and what you'll have to do is make your own scripts that wait a certain number of seconds or whatever before they actually send the signal, okay? So why we are doing it here, we can see some people asking some questions. What I care about is the speed of the cracking. That looks a little slow, so let's try to fix that. Okay, let's try to increase the speed. So I'm going to zoom out and zoom into this window. Let me see if there's an option for threads. So we'll start from the top. Parameter to pass to module. No, 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 no. This is also not the thread option. Usually it's -t or -n. -n is not, so I think it's going to be -t. Total number of logins to be tested concurrently. Yeah, it's -t. My fairly boring general Linux host. Okay, so -t. So now what I want to do is I want to kill the login. Give it a few seconds. It's going to close the so-called great number of threads it had. And I'm going to give it like what, 100 threads. Let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure it's going to block my thing. And I also want to resume the older scan. And to do that, it's telling me that you need to add these parameters. So I'll do that. I'll add that parameter in. Fail to establish SSH session. Yeah, it's too fast. It's too fast. 100 is just going to murder the system. 100 is too fast. Oh my God. Yeah, let's go with something simple like 15, okay? Okay. Failed establishing SSH connection. Noted credentials. What? The noted credentials have been added. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's definitely not the correct credential. Jan password is Tweety. Failed establishing. Okay, so it looks like even with this many threads, the system is having trouble. How to crash a server? Simple DOS or DDoS. Yeah, you can actually think of this as a simple DOS or DDoS, right? If you hit it with so much threads, what do you think is going to happen? So, okay, you know what? I'm going to give this as homework. So let me close it. Let me remove the -z, and let me give you guys some lesser thread to run in the background. So I'm going to give like what, 5 threads now. I'll take it slow. Okay. And while all this happens, 5 threads, one at a time. This looks to be okay. Yeah, this looks to be much better. Okay. It seems it can handle 5 at once. Perfect. So I'm not going to show you the password. You know what? I'm going to let you guys figure out the password. Now you know exactly the command and the tool you need to break into it. So when you come tomorrow, I want to know the password and how you found it out. You can use Medusa. I would recommend Medusa. It's a much more newer, more maintained tool, to be very honest with you. And the password is there. I swear to God, it is inside this massive list. Okay, you just have to know to the brute force. Okay, name of the box, it's basic pen testing. See yesterday's session, basic pen testing on try hack me. So you just have to find the right password through brute forcing. Okay, and with 5, I think we will actually be able to find it pretty quickly actually. Per second 5, right? So that means for 60 seconds we have 5 into 60. So that's nice to know. So we will go through this list and it will find the password for us. So I will stop here and I will let this brute force run. And tomorrow I will show you the password after you guys have shown me the password. So I'm going to let this brute force run throughout the day if need be. And I will find out what the password is. And once the password is with me, I will expect you guys to run the same command on your end and try to find the password for me. Okay. With that, we'll end today's session. I know it's a little early, but this brute force actually, it can actually crash the system. And even though I know the password, I want to show you the full thing, right? So I'm not going to ruin the full thing just by telling you the password. Though 15 gave an error, right? What 10, maybe 10 won't, right? So let me plug that in. Again, this is all just an experiment. It depends on your victim system, you know, how much your victim system can handle. It is also a thing. Okay, so 10 looks like something it can handle. That's nice. That's nice to know. Yeah. So yeah, check out your threads, check out how much your system can actually handle, so on and so forth, and then try to brute force it. Find the right password. and come back here in this class again tomorrow. And I will be expecting you guys to have brute force basic pen testing on Try Hack Me using the Medusa tool with the right number of threads, and I've found the password. Sir, all this is present in the... Yes, PGD has not only this, even much more complex things. This is so very easy. PGD has way much more. Like PGD's overall syllabus, if you see, you will come out as a very dangerous guy if you do PGD. Sir, my OS is Windows. I recommend installing a virtual machine of Ubuntu and then trying it. Or Kali Linux. Choice is yours. Sir, PGD and faculty, whom do we need to contact? Okay, so for PGDCD, faculty development you cannot do. Faculty development is now closed. It's only open for professors now around the country. PGD you can do. For PGD, you should contact Sarvesh or me. I will put the number in the chat box so that you are able to actually go ahead and do it. So let me stop sharing my screen and let me let me share the number with you so that all of you are actually able to contact Sarvesh in case you want to contact him. And this is all, the basics. This is foundational level stuff, brute forcing SSH. We'll be doing much more complex thing, and we'll be writing our own brute forcers, things you can trust more, right? Because they've been written by you. Where to submit the Amazon price tracker? Has the sheet not been shared for the Amazon price tracker? If so, I'll share it today. I'll share it with you guys. I apologize if there's been a delay on our end. I'll share it with you. Give me a few seconds. Okay, perfect. I'll share the sheet with you all. In the main group, I'll share the sheet today. Don't worry. So I will share the number of Sarvesh, okay? And he is the one you should contact for any queries related to a PGDCD or the Acharya program. If there are any other queries, okay, say there's a query regarding the internship, okay, you can contact at Bhartiya Cybersec or at Stupid Pineapples on Telegram. I repeat, at Bhartiya Cybersec or at Stupid Pineapples, okay, on Telegram. Attendance sheet will be shared in the group, okay? So you don't need to worry about it. Attendance sheet will be shared there. Oh, there you go. I think attendance sheet was shared just now, right, by Rocky. Yeah, perfect. So you guys got the attendance sheet. So go ahead and just fill the attendance sheet there, okay? And I am going to now share the details of Sarvesh in the chat box so that you guys know whom to contact. And he can guide you further in terms of actually, you guys, I'll give you this number as well. Wait, yeah, I'll enter this number as well. So this is for Xerox, and his number is 80504555. Okay, so you can contact Xerox as well if you guys want for the PGDCD. Just call him and he'll answer all your queries. Okay. With that, I'll be ending today's class. Thank you so much, students, for joining us today here at Cybervidyapeeth, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Remember, do the brute force yourself. Learn the Medusa tool and the Hydra tool, right? And if somebody can actually fix the issue in Hydra, I would be more than happy to, work with you. With that, thank you so much. Dhanyavad. Jai Hind.